What's up, YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversation.
So let's get started. Alright, so it is another week. We hope that everybody's doing well, that you're being safe, healthy, and that you're just living life the best you can under the circumstances that we're under. And I kind of wanted to talk about just something that's been kind of rolling around in my head for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. But somebody made a comment a couple of weeks ago when we did the video about fasting and how we were kind of recommitting to fasting and all that. So the way the comment kind of went was how they were impressed that we, even through, especially with what's going on with COVID and, the whole pandemic, that we were, number one, taking on something new or recommitting to something such as fasting. We're still doing videos. We're still trying to do all the things that we normally do under the circumstances that a lot of us are dealing with. So we live in Washington State. They're kind of loosening a few things up as far as
state parks have opened.
Yeah, the state parks have opened. I swear, there's more people on the road, and you can't tell me that they're all going to parks. So
My drive home on Friday was an hour.
Yeah, so
go 12 miles, 15 miles.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't know. I don't think all these people are just going to parks. So I think there's businesses open. Although construction has started back again as well. That started a couple of weeks ago.
Our governor is doing like a 3-stage open up step thing. So.
Yeah. So we're still dealing with that. I don't know when I'm going to go back to my office. I'm still kind of on the fence about teleworking. Actually, I don't like it. I'm not on the fence about it. I'll just say it. I'm not crazy about it. And the reason I'm not crazy about it is that it's in my house and it's hard for me to walk away from it. So that's the thing I don't like about it.
You're working more and working longer, I think.
Yeah,
and you seem more stressed.
It feels like it. It does feel like there's a higher level of stress because it feels like there's this pressure that you need to make sure you're producing and that people can quantify what you're doing.
Justifying your position.
Yeah, and so, but we're fortunate enough that we have been able to keep working. So we don't get us wrong. We're not complaining about any of that. We're just
Well, I am complaining a little bit.
But... Are you? Okay. Well,
no, it's okay.
Well, you don't like the shift that you're on. I mean,
Not
you got
really.
moved from working by yourself to...
Which I do. I mean, the gentleman that I'm working with right now, he's a great guy. I mean, he's very easy to work with. He has a pleasing personality, but I have been working by myself for the last 6 years, and I do miss that. I mean, I don't necessarily consider myself an introvert, but I like people time on my terms, and it is difficult.
Yeah.
So I do miss that.
But I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
But one of the things I guess that I've been kind of thinking about through all of this is how I think it's important to have an attitude that you want to, even through this pandemic and all the things that we've been dealing with, that you want to have an attitude that you want to thrive more than you want to just try to survive. I know that might be easier said than done, but that's kind of, I think, an attitude that we have because we have committed that we will continue to do the things that we do. And then even the whole thing about fasting, we said, okay, we need to make some corrections in just how we're doing things. Or not necessarily corrections, but we just need to reinforce some things or get some things back, I guess, tighter. The way we're, doing keto. And we've done fasting before, so fasting isn't a new thing to us. But the point is that we did that in the middle of this pandemic. We didn't take the attitude that, oh my God, the world is gone crazy, it's coming to an end, or whatever, and we're just going to say, forget everything.
We're just going to go back to the sad diet until this is all over, and we don't know when it's going to be over.
And you know what? If you did that, that's fine. That's not the point of this video, because there's no judgment. Mm-mm. But the video is about trying to have that attitude that you thrive instead of just trying to survive. And so, to me, when I think about what's going on, I want to be better on the other end.
That's what I was just going to say.
COVID than I want to be when I got pulled into this crap.
Right.
I want to be better when I come out.
I want to be okay physically. Yeah. At the other side of this, whatever the other side of this looks like, I want to still be okay physically, and not just from a weight loss standpoint, but I still want to feel good when I can go out again, when I can go places again, and travel again, and do the things that I used to do. I still want to feel like me and feel well. And so for me, going back to the standard American diet just has not been an option. Right.
And again, like I said, this isn't about judgment on anybody.
Not at all.
You can always make corrections and course correct all the time. That's just part of life. That is just a standard part of trying to reach any specific goal that you're trying to get to. There's always course corrections that you need to make. But again, this is more about having that attitude to try to thrive instead of just trying to survive no matter what the situation is. You know, right now I need a haircut. I need to do a lot of different things, but again, I keep that in my mind. I wanted to try to, at the end of this deal, whatever the end looks like, I want to be in a better place. I want CJ's Keto Kitchen to be in a better place. I want our marriage to be in a better place. I want our relationships.
Not that it's in a bad place.
Right. But I want all this stuff, everything that's part of our lives, to be in a better place. I don't want to go back to work, if I ever go back to a physical building, and have gained 20, 30 pounds. And that is actually something that's probably happening to a lot of people.
Right. We are at the beginning of May. Summer is coming. No matter what's going on.
It's coming whether the pandemic's not here or not.
So I know I don't want to be uncomfortable in the summertime because I've put on a bunch of weight, or my clothes don't fit from last year when I try on my summer clothes. I still want to be me. I still want to feel good at the end of this, whatever the end looks like, whenever it arrives.
Right. So again, that's really what this video is about, is just trying to give you some, I guess, hope to have that attitude of thriving instead of surviving. And then also, I think it's important. There's a lot of things you can get done with the situation that we're in.
Well, do you think that there's something to be said for a sense of normalcy or continuity as far as keeping some of the things that you had previous to this pandemic?
That's a very good point.
Normal, if you can use that word, normal,
Sure.
So yeah, your work situation has changed. The world situation has changed. The way you get your groceries has changed.
Yeah, it has.
Sometimes it's nice to have some familiarity of, at least, we're eating the same. We're, doing those kind of things the same. Sometimes it's nice to have kind of that security blanket, if you will.
Right. I know one of the things that I've been really striving to do as far as work goes is to actually get dressed to go to work. And that's actually been something that's been hard. It's been hard to do because you're at your house. You can just get up. You don't have to get dressed. But I do find that the days when I do get dressed, I actually feel better. It feels like I work better.
It's probably a mindset thing.
It's not as hard to do it because, like you said, maybe it's just a mindset thing.
Well, and then when you're done with work, you can put your sweatpants back on, and then it's like, I'm done. I'm shut off. Work is done. It doesn't matter that it was in the other room. I'm done for the day.
Right. So that's a good point. There is something important about trying to keep those normal routines that you had. And if keto is part of that, a way for you to do that, then we by all means try to do that. Try to stick with keto. And again, if you got caught up in all the stuff that's going on and you just said, you know what, I'm just going to eat everything and that I can, hey, you know what, I understand. We had a video about snacking. I know when all this first started, I was snacking all the time. The fasting has really helped me with
appetite correction.
Appetite correction. It's also helped me with, so we just did the perfect keto promotion video. And I I'd fasted till I think it was 11:30, and then I ate one cookie. And
you had 2 cookies on your plate, and you told me I don't want
and I can only eat
one.
one because I'm full, and that's like something that
revolutionary
does not hardly ever happen. So I know how to eat, believe me. So again, but that's something we started in the middle of a pandemic, the middle of the whole COVID situation. And you can do those types of things too. We're not, fasting is just an analogy or an example in our lives, but there's other things you can do. You could work in your yard. You could take on a project at your house.
Exercise or start exercising or keep exercising.
Yes.
I think having some things where you have the sense of control in a situation that is out of our control right now, still having a few things so that you are in control of can be really helpful for your mental, just health.
Yes. And then I guess the last thing I would say is, as I keep thinking about this, is take care of your brain. Take care of what goes into your mind and what you're hearing and listening to. We don't really watch the news that much, but it has nothing to do with what's going on. I basically don't watch the news, period, hardly at all. I've probably watched it more now just because of this situation that we're in. But even with this, I find it that I get tired of hearing the same things over and over, and it's all doom and gloom. And so where I'm going with this is you can watch news if that's what you want to. But I think it's important for you to protect your mind. That's why I don't watch the news. I used to have a lot of real estate that I owned. And one of the things that I learned when I owned real estate was I don't want to watch the news and hear about storms. I don't want to hear about fires.
Just gave you unnecessary anxiety.
Right. I don't want to hear about fires at some place. I don't want to hear about flooding. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. Why? Because I got these properties that are sitting out there, and that's the last thing I need to be concerned about is a fire, windstorms. I can't control those things anyway.
In all honesty, you can't control it at all.
I can't control them anyway, so I don't need to feed that into my mind and feed that worry into my mind. Exactly. And that might be simplistic, that feels like, oh, you're just trying to hide yourself.
Like you're an ostrich.
That's not what I'm saying. The point is that you can control what you put in your mind. You can control the things that you watch and the things that you hear. You know what? I still read things about what's going on with COVID. But I'm very, very strategic about what I'm doing and what I'm listening and how much I'm taking in. Because if I keep just consuming everything that's going on, I would be a mess. I mean, a total mess. And so we want to encourage you to protect your mind, protect the things that you're taking into your mind so that it can just help you in the long run just feel better about just you, because ultimately you're the most important thing is take care of yourself.
I think another thing that you've been trying to make a priority is practicing some of your hobbies, and I think that's really good too, like trying to go out and take photographs with your drone. So whatever hobbies you currently have, or maybe hobbies that have gone along the wayside because you haven't had the opportunity, gardening, crocheting, baking, whatever your hobby is, this is definitely a good time to pursue some of those things in a positive way.
Last weekend I went out, took my drone, went over to the other side of the state for a 2.5 hour drive. I flew it for maybe 30-40 minutes, and then I hightailed it back because I had a date online with Izzy, who's down in Hawaii, and because that was important to me. But it was nice to get out and to do those things.
It's essential,
to get away from just what's going on, to take some time.
Especially since you're not currently leaving the house to go to your job like I still am.
Right. Right now, I actually, if I think about it, I wouldn't mind leaving my house to go to my job. Which I thought I would never say. But I think for me, just the whole teleworking, I don't want to do it every day. I wouldn't mind doing it a couple of days a week, but every day it feels like it's just a little bit much. But anyway, we're digressing to a whole different subject. So anyway, this is really about you and taking care of yourself, and we just hope that this has helped somebody. Again, if things have kind of gotten off the rails for you, that's okay. Today is a new day, tomorrow's a new day, and just like my tax person told me the other day, a couple of weeks ago, when she answered the phone, I said, "How you doing, Jan?" She said, "Well, I'm doing good because I'm on this side of the dirt." And I had never heard that before.
Totally true.
And if you're on this side of the dirt, life is always, you always have hope, you always have a chance. So we hope that you take care. If you're new to this channel, this is our Keto Conversation segment. We do this every Wednesday. We do new recipes every Sunday. And we hope that you consider being part of our keto family. So subscribe if you'd like to. We hope that you have a great rest of the week, and we will talk at you later. Bye-bye. Peace.